Hey, heavy airsofters, Dreaded Heavy Airsoft here, and we're doing another episode of the Dread Vlog. So as far as how Sunday went, and it went very well. I did have issues trying to get it chronoed. It took a little while because it was jumping all around, and I think it was at 180 that they were just like, okay, that looks good enough for me. So it was able to pass. It just took a little while, and then they had to put the caps on the tanks and all that. So, but it wasn't too bad overall. There was probably about like 100 people there, so it was pretty crowded. And I mean, it looked like there was a lot less people than last time. I know next weekend is supposed to be when they have their birthday event, where they're gonna have like 200, 300, 400 people. So looks like they're gonna have a bunch of vendors there. So parking's a little bit different from what I was talking to some of the staff there. So, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun regardless. So I was watching the news and I saw that up in New York that there was an incident where an airsofter was recording, apparently with his full gear on, looking totally murked out on a rooftop, and got SWAT called on him and came down with the fire and the fury, and didn't turn out very well for him at all. So that kind of sucked, and that really got the news, which means when airsoft is in the news, it's never a good thing. So don't ever bring your stuff out to public places. Always bring it out into just sanctioned areas. Actually, I have a story where me and a group of friends, we were much younger, probably 17 or something like that. I went with a group of friends, and we went down to the river, which is a park right down beneath some houses. Below Nimbus Dam, if you know where that's at. And we were there with like all of us like having like M249s and M4s and stuff. And the park ranger came out after I got some calls about people with guns down there. And I mean, the guy's real nice about it. He's like, you can't do that here. And I was like, yeah. So after that, I never did that again. That was my one instance of doing something stupid like that. Never again. And it was just because I didn't have a place that I went to officially. Usually it's just open field property, private property of friends and stuff like that. And we wanted to change it up, and so we went down there. But yeah, it's never a good idea. It's the kind of thing you do once and you don't ever want to do again, because there's a lot. Stuff happens now. Kids have gotten shot. People have gotten shot for doing stuff like this. I mean, this guy that was in New York, he had snipers on him, and they were like eyeballing him, ready to shoot to kill right then and there. So it would look pretty scary. So yeah, definitely be careful doing that kind of thing. So overall, with the KSG and how that ended up working out, is it worked out wonderfully. I actually was just so happy the fact that it worked fine after messing with it. And this was like kind of the first time actually shooting it out on the field, other than just kind of testing it within closed doors. And you can't really tell when you're shooting it in close proximity, kind of how it shoots and whatnot. Because I know people have said that it doesn't fire all 6 shots when you have the winding mag like that. And I think it shot fine. It probably didn't shoot all 6, but it shot at least 4 to 5 to 6 probably. I'm just kind of looking back at some of the footage. It seems to be doing just fine. I had no problems with the HPA setup and bringing that down. Like I said, I was able to get that to pass when they were chronoing it. I mean, overall, it just worked out very well. The only thing is, it's not something where you can just hold the trigger down and pump it. You have to pump it, release the trigger, and then fire. So you're having to try and cycle your finger while you're trying to maneuver it. So that was kind of one thing that was kind of like, because sometimes you're like trying to get into that movement of doing it, and sometimes you kind of stagger yourself and you catch yourself off, especially when you're trying to fire at people. So that was kind of funny. Yeah, it is what it is, though. It just takes practice to kind of get into that muscle memory when you're trigger and pulling on it. So that's another thing. But overall, over at Airsoft Ministry, everyone was very friendly, and I talked to quite a few people there. It was a much younger turnout, it was a much younger crowd overall, which was fine. There's definitely people that didn't call their shots, or a lot of people are new. I got shot by my own teammates a lot. So, and then it's just kind of, you just shrug it off. And that's okay, it's cool. People are learning. It's kind of just almost, I don't want to say a starters kind of field, but it's just because of, it's in an urban area where a lot of people can go to. So it just attracts a lot more younger airsofting groups. So that's not too bad, though. It's just different, that's all. But overall, just talking to everybody, everyone was nice. I really enjoyed grouping up with a lot of the other HPA guys, and that was pretty funny. They had, I think it was all the rentals versus all the HPA users at one point, and because they had, I think it was like 3-1 or something like that. So it was kind of, but there was a lot of people that were just rushing that were HPA guys, and it was like trying to take the middle castle building, and I think we actually ended up winning that round. So, granted, HPA, woo, it's a lot of love there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more content that's going to be coming up. So, all right, till next time, heavy airsofters.